Oh, yeah. Up off that. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the dope. All right, man, look. Who's in here? Merle Dixon. What's going on with you? High Low. What's going on with you? D4 Gamer. What's going on with you? Arriving. Nice. What's going on with you? Thanks for the super chat. Boy. Rondo, get busy too. USG. What's going on with you? Oops. All right, man. Look. Now, listen. First, I want to say this. Thanks to everybody who showed up. Okay, thanks to everybody who showed up to the live stream commentary last night. Devin Haney versus Gamboa. Pretty good fight. A lot of you guys calling it trash. Not just the boxing fans, but also fighters. And we're going to have to talk about that. That's pretty much what we'll be talking about today. Any other things in the war room that you guys want to discuss, we'll discuss. Powerade. Man, I just got done eating a pizza, looking at Ms. Biz, the wifey, Ms. Biz. I've grown even more attracted to Ms. Biz because now she has a mouth full of braces. Hit the Tyson Bell. Ms. Biz decided to get braces. She's been wanting braces for a long time. She got braces, and actually, she's adorable. Like, I don't know. Look what I'm wearing. I mean, I'm a nerd to my soul. Just how she's talking now around the braces, how she's moving, all those things. I'm very attracted to it. All right, man. Look, let's talk about it. Devin Haney versus Gamboa. All right, look. Let me speak my piece. Okay, let me say how I feel about this. The aftermath. And please hit the like button. That's like 200 of you guys in here. Hit the like button. I just bought Mike Tyson merch. Hit the Tyson Bell. There you go. Get ready for November 28th. You thought it was boring, good, not great, best life. What's going on with your best life? Boy. Hold on. Charles Edward Cheese, one of our major show business partners, contributor. He said, is that Cinnamon Sweet Hands fight real? If so, you heard it here first. I got sweet hands all day. And no, I don't bet. Hit the Tyson Bell. Hey, you hear what he said? Right now, they are negotiating. From what I've heard, the negotiations are open. They're negotiating, and they're negotiating for December 19th. Hold on. I got one light to turn on. There you go. Let's make it complete. So yeah, it's real. It's materializing. It looks like it's going to be real. Funny thing is, it's funny. Canelo Alvarez looking at Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant, looking at that fight happening December 19th. He's also thinking about after him. Now that's the hunger of a warrior champion like Canelo Alvarez. He's a pit bull that's been held back far too long. He's hungry. He wants that raw meat. I think they're looking at getting that Billy Joe Saunders fight after Caleb Plant. And for me, I'm like, wow, because you got somebody like Caleb Plant who I think can beat Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is going to have to be on his top game. I think styles make fights. Caleb Plant is just that's a struggle for Canelo Alvarez. The funny thing is, after Caleb Plant, he's going into another struggle, and Billy Joe Saunders, another slick fighter. So, I mean, that's something for Canelo Alvarez. That says a lot to me about his integrity. So that's amazing. But yes, as of right now, it looks like December 19th. It looks like Caleb Plant versus Canelo Alvarez and Charles Edwards. You're not by yourself. Okay. What did you hear? Bill Haney? Bill Haney came out and said he got Caleb Plant winning that. He said maybe he just favored boxers, but he got Caleb Plant. There's guys who's out there that's like, I think he got Caleb Plant. Now, there's people who want Charlo after Caleb Plant instead. If Canelo Alvarez gets past Caleb Plant, people want Charlo. Also, if you look at Canelo Alvarez in his career at 168, it's a pretty short career. Who all did he fight at 168? Right? He didn't fight much at 168. I can't even really remember. You got Fielding. Was Jacobs at 168? I really can't remember. Was that 168 or was that 160? I can't really remember who all he fought at 168. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about Devin Haney, and thank you so much, Charles, for the super chat. That was at 160. Who was all at 168? He fought. He fought Rocky Fielding, and who else did he fight? Only Rocky. No, he fought somebody else at 168, I thought. That's it? Wow. That's you feel what I'm saying? All right, man. Look. Oh, Chavez. That's right. Chavez Jr. at 168. I think that was at 168 or 164. That's right. It was Chavez Jr. Hit the Tyson Bale. All right, man. Look, we got enough people in here. We got like 300 people in here. Everybody hit the like button. Should be 300 likes. I understand the war room is jumping off right now, and I'm about to feed the war room. I know you guys are sharks in the water. I'm about to grab that raw meat, that bloody raw meat, scoop it out of the bucket, and I start, throwing chow out there. Now, look, let's talk about the performance of 164.5. It was at 164. Okay, KO Surge. It was the catch weight then. Okay, so it's only Rocky Fielding. Okay. Let's talk about this. Devin Haney, what I think about his performance. Look. I'm going to do this as accurate as I can, which is what I always do. As accurate as I can. Devin Haney, as I said earlier this week, he needed a knockout. Hit to Tyson Bale. Devin the Dream Haney, he needed a knockout. Now, not for me. You feel what I'm saying? Not for me. Devin Haney, he needed to do at least what he did last night. He whitewashed the guy. You're talking to somebody who understands and appreciates Errol the True Spence performance against Mikey Garcia. So I understand that performance and I appreciate it. Okay. So for me, Devin Haney didn't. He whitewashed him, unanimous decision. I'm fine. Because one thing that I understand is that not all boxers are created equal. There are punchers, there are sluggers, there are boxer punchers, and there are slick fighters. And, I don't expect everybody to do the same thing, okay? But I thought for the casual fan and for the excitement of boxing, don't look at it like this. If you wanted a knockout and didn't get it, I'm not calling you a casual fan, okay? What I'm saying is this. Also, for the excitement of boxing, all the things surrounding Devin Haney. What's surrounding Devin Haney are some performances like what Teofimo Lopez did against Lomachenko. Teofimo Lopez was the heavy, Lomachenko was a heavy favorite. Teofimo Lopez was the heavy underdog. And he pitched a shutout first half of the fight. See, Teofimo Lopez, what he did, had everybody talking. He became undisputed. And then after that, Gervonta Tank Davis crushing knockout of the year candidate type of knockout over a 4-division world champion, Leo Santa Cruz. Hit the Tyson Bale on that. Was ahead of us, December 5th, is Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell, steeper hill to climb than Gamboa, right? Gamboa, tough enough competitor, experienced fighter, not that many losses, awesomely skilled fighter, experienced guy, knows how to survive. He survived 12 rounds with one leg against pound for pound, probably the hardest puncher in the world in Gervonta Tank Davis. So he knows how to survive. You saw him clinching a lot. A lot of times a dance isn't one person. A lot of times the dance depends on your partner too doing their job. Okay, so Gamboa, he helped made it a snooze fest for a lot of people. But Luke Campbell is a steeple hill to climb. Luke Campbell could possibly beat Ryan Garcia. No one thought Gamboa was going to beat Devin Haney last night. So Devin Haney had to knock out Gamboa for all of those reasons surrounding it. Not just the fact that boxing is, actually ultimately at its most exciting when there's a KO. I can say so myself, and I love the sweet science. Now let's get to a few super chats here. Why is Kell Brook, Gamboa, and Khan the standard for these fighters to say they're top 10 pound for pound? They're not in prime, Bud, Truth, etc. All in 30s, made pound for pound 20s. I'm not sure if Kell Brook, Gamboa, and Khan the standard I don't think anyone said that. So for you to say why, I can't come up with the answer why, because no one says that. No one says that Gamboa is the standard to be pound for pound. No one says Khan is a standard to be pound for pound. And no one says Kell Brook is a standard to be pound for pound. Terrence Bud Crawford is already pound for pound. ESPN list has him at number 1. Kell Brook isn't a standard. He didn't even beat him. Let me think. Let me look at another super chat from Adrian Wells. He didn't even beat him up. What the F? Okay, so let's talk about that. He didn't even beat him up. What the F? Now, there's huge, like I said, there's huge drawback. I knew that was going to happen. I knew there was going to be a huge blowback if he didn't knock out Gamboa. Me, I knew Gamboa. I knew it. I knew how Gamboa is. I'm like, dude, that boy's going to mess around and survive. I didn't like the odds either, right? And I knew it, and I knew the blowback. I knew that was going to happen to Devin Haney. Here's the thing. Devin Haney, and I say this all the time, Devin Haney is not a Mack. He's not a truck. He's not a Hummer. He's not a tank, right? Pun. Devin Haney is a Corvette. He's a Ferrari. He's a Porsche. He's not going to, that's not his style. That's not what you're going to get from Devin Haney. Case in point. And this is what I want to say about anybody criticizing Devin Haney and his performance last night. I would be very, very shocked if any Floyd Mayweather fans hated Devin Haney's performance last night. Here's the Tyson Bell. How many Floyd Mayweather fans in here? How many Floyd Mayweather fans in here? If you're a Floyd Mayweather fan, no way you should hate Devin Haney's performance last night. Not one. Not one. Everybody who said they fell asleep must have been falling asleep on every Floyd Mayweather fight. What Devin Haney did is what Floyd Mayweather did. Outbox the guy, whitewash the guy, and not take any risks. That's Floyd Mayweather. You cannot be a Floyd Mayweather fan and criticize that performance you got from Devin Haney last night at all. You should 100% get it. Everybody who talks to me, when I say, everybody who talks to me, when I say, hey, boxing isn't just hit and not getting hit. Now you get what I'm saying. Hit the Tyson Bell. This is what I meant. When I tell you guys, everybody, hey, boxing is about hitting and not getting hit. No, it's not. No, it's not. Which is why I have a love for Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford can go his entire career hitting and not getting hit. He's just that slick. But he understands that's not the only thing boxing is about. It's about hurting somebody, beating them up, and knocking them out. That's why you can catch Bud Crawford. He takes chances, okay? So did the great ones. Sugar Ray Robinson took chances, all right? So that's what I mean. What happened last night was the personification, okay, of hitting and not getting hit, and people said they fell asleep. Teofimo Lopez said that was an email champion performance. Biz, you read my duper chat wrong. I meant Crawford, Haney, and the top guys fighting the out of prime in their 30s, not Haney, but the others. Crawford, Haney, and the top guys fighting the out of prime in their 30s, not Haney, but the others. Well, here's the thing. What you're talking about has happened since the dawn of time, and I brought it up before. It happened since the dawn of. Why did Iron Mike Tyson fight Larry Holmes? Why did Roy Jones fight Mike McCullum? Right? Why did Camacho fight Roberto Duran? I brought this up as examples before. Why did Muhammad Ali fight Archie Moore? Why did Sugar Ray Robinson fight Henry Armstrong? It happens. You have these experienced guys. Gamboa is the biggest name by far on Devin Haney's resume. That's the stepping stone. You always have those guys when you're young, always. Now, in the 30s, Terrence Bud Crawford versus Kell Brook is the best fight is the most dangerous fight Terrence Bud Crawford has had. Kell Brook is Terrence Bud Crawford's age. So, they're both the same age. I think Kell Brook may be 1 year older or something like that. They're both the same age. So I have no problem with Terrence Crawford versus Kell Brook whatsoever. Terrence Crawford versus Amir Khan, Terrence Crawford, that type of stuff. Gamboa and Terrence Crawford, Gamboa was more in his prime. He was out for like a year or two or something like that, but that wasn't Terrence Bud Crawford versus Amir Khan. That was because there's nobody available. Hit the Tyson Bell. PBC fighters wasn't attracted to a Terrence Crawford fight. He had to fight somebody. Got to fight somebody. So you have stuff like the Meme Machine. You have stuff like Amir Khan. But what happened last night always happens. Would you call Haney American style boxing? I don't really like doing that too much because you can call it a black style, okay? Because and I don't really like doing that myself. But if I am someone who can say Mexican style, then I can't have that inconsistency. Point at somebody and say that's traditional Mexican style. Well, so what Devin Haney did, I can't say really it's American style because America is a place for everyone. It's a melting pot of, what I'm saying? It's just all these different races, all these different styles, all these different people. That's the greatness. That's the great thing about America. But that slick style, that slickness, you traditionally see that from a black fighter. You do. Let's see. Charles Edward Cheese. Special K is going to smoke Crawford. Could. Too big, too technical, realistically. Cookie, power cookie. Also, a 21-year-old Floyd knocks that dude out. Just saying. Probably. Talking about Gamboa? Probably. Or probably not. I don't really know. Here's the thing about Gamboa. How many times have you seen him knocked out? Gamboa don't get knocked out like that. How many times have you seen Gamboa knocked out? Hold on. Let me where's my phone? Oh, here we go. Yeah. Let's see. How many times have you seen Gamboa KO'd? Let me look at Gamboa. A 21-year-old. Oh, man. The WBC just approved Anthony Joshua for undisputed. Hit the Tyson Bell. Yo, the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman just approved the unification, the undisputed bout of Tyson Fury and Anthony A.J. Joshua just now. I just got a text just now. Oh, I got that text yesterday. My bad. My bad to my source. I'm sorry about that. Wow. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if that third fight with Deontay Wilder happens next. I'm not sure. Tyson Fury just got approved. They got approved for undisputed. That's awesome. That's awesome, Brent. That's awesome. Okay. Where was I? Hold on. Gamboa. Above net? How many times was Gamboa knocked out? Twice? We're going to get to the bottom of all this. He got knocked out 3 times. He got knocked out 3 times. My bad. He got knocked out 3 times. Okay, so maybe. Hold on. Haney is a good contender. Well, here's the thing. Haney is actually a 4-time champion. A WBC 4-time champion, whatever that means. But what I was saying was, if you love Floyd Money Mayweather, if you love Floyd Money Mayweather, you will have no real problem with the performance of Devin Haney versus Gamboa. I'm going to say this too. Anybody who has a problem with Devin Haney versus Gamboa and his performance and what I think, look, I'm going to give the most complete answer I can. There's 700 people in here. Hit the like button. Ortiz versus Ruiz next. Who you got? I may favor Ortiz in that. Here's the thing. Here's what I have to say about that. Devin Haney versus Gamboa. Devin Haney, what he did in the ring, in my opinion, what he displayed was beautiful. Okay. Gamboa, on the other hand, what he displayed, I understand when you have a fighter not fighting back, it makes for a terrible look. Okay. That happens a lot. When you have a fighter who's not fighting back, it makes for a terrible look. It always does in boxing. Have you checked your email? The best I can. I get a lot of stuff, bro. I'm sorry. I get a lot of stuff. But let me finish this thought, please. When there's a fighter who is not fighting back, okay, that makes for a terrible performance. Period. Okay. Now, what Devin Haney did as far as a boxer, I liked, but I knew that he had to knock him out, and I knew if he didn't, this response was going to happen. Now, what does that mean? People look at this Devin Haney performance. This happens all the time. I can't jump down the throat of mostly casual fans. Most casual fans are saying this. Based on that performance last night, you can't say Tank Davis will destroy Devin Haney. You can't do that. Based on that performance last night, you can't say, thanks for the super chat, you can't say Teofimo Lopez will destroy Devin Haney. You can't do that. Time and time again, this has been proven. He would, though, but not based on that performance. You can't base it on that performance. Time and time, I don't know. Brent Jones, okay. With that being said, all right, why did Hagler knock out Hearns? Hagler knocked out Hearns inside of 3 rounds. Why did that happen? How did that happen? How did that happen? There's no way Hagler could knock out Hearns. No way. No way. I wasn't born. That's okay. I understand Charlie Burley. I understand Gene Tunney. I understand those guys. I wasn't born there either, but I love the sport so much. So when you love the sport enough, you'll look back at those things. But I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to explain it to you. Taking chances. Look, Duran went 15 rounds with Hagler. Hit the Tyson Bale. Duran went 15 rounds with Hagler. 15. Gamboa went 12. Little Duran, moved up to middleweight, went 15 with Hagler. Hearns knocked Duran through the canvas. Hearns knocked Duran through the canvas. Hagler promptly knocked out Hearns in 3 rounds. That's what happens when you can't do that. You can't do the triangle theory. It doesn't work. It's been proven time and time again. Yeah, Tank Davis dribbled Gamboa off the canvas. It took him 12 rounds to finish Gamboa. That fight was more exciting, not just because he dropped Gamboa multiple times, but also Tank Davis was running out of gas, and it started getting weird for Tank, right? And then Tank ended up knocking him out in the 12th. Beautiful, fun fight. Devin Haney just schooled Gamboa, just one-sided outboxed Gamboa for 12. They both went 12, but they went 12 differently, okay? And Tank knocked him out by the 12th. You can't look at those two performances and say Tank would beat Devin Haney. If you think so, because of those performances, if you think so, you got to think again. You're going to have to look at boxing some more. You will never know where you're going until you know where you've been. You don't know how to project fights or boxing. You can't. It's very hard to look at boxing moving forward when you don't know the history. To the guy that said I wasn't born, you got to know the history. It helps so you can kind of look at things a little bit clearer when you see things going on now. I enjoyed the shutout performance from the Dream. The shutout performance from the Dream. Excellent boxer. No one is going to want to fight him, though. But they have to. He's the full-time champion. He's the full-time WBC champion. And the WBC has a tournament. It's not about wanting to fight him. Ryan Garcia has to fight him if he gets past Luke Campbell. If Luke Campbell wins, they got to fight him. If you want to be champion and undisputed, you got to take that belt away from Devin Haney, which is the email belt, according to Teofimo Lopez. It's a Tyson Bell. Not only was Teofimo Lopez critical of Devin Haney's performance, a lot of guys were, okay? Camboso. Cambosos. He said that, what did he say? He put on a snooze fest. I think he said. I think that's what he tweeted. So, I mean, they're just not feeling it. Charles Edward Jeans, we have to say. Devil's advocate. Doesn't that mean Tank will walk through his punches and KO? Nuh-uh. Footwork, height, boxing ability, slickness. He could mess around and wear Tank Davis out. Hagler couldn't get Duran away. Hagler, people think Duran actually beat Hagler that fight. So Hagler barely beats Duran. Tommy Hearns knocked Duran through the canvas. Hagler destroys Tommy Hearns. Knocks him out. Right? Muhammad Ali, life and death battle with Joe Frazier. Foreman got Joe Frazier running around the ring, hit him in the head. Ali knocked out Foreman. It just knocked out Foreman. Not just he knocked him out. So, it's hard to do that. Shakur will be, hold on one second. Shakur would be the last one standing. I don't know about that for sure. Last one standing in what weight class, or I can't say. I think Shakur going to pick up some losses. I think they are going to pick up losses. I think Teofimo Lopez going to pick up some losses. Tank Davis, last one. I just think we're going to have a fantastic boxing era with these guys. But on top of that, I don't know, after watching Devin Haney last night, if that means he's not the last one standing. It's hard. See, I'm not the type to look at one performance, especially a performance when a guy gets outboxed. I'm not the type to look at one performance and then just say, I know where everything's going to end up. I can't, not on one performance, especially when he won practically every round. It's not like he struggled with Gamboa. He whitewashed him. Look, Errol Spence didn't knock out or drop Mikey Garcia. Errol Spence didn't even drop Mikey Garcia. Everybody said Errol Spence can't crack an egg. Based on one fight, he was knocking everybody out. Errol Spence ain't dropped Mikey Garcia, though. Go up against Sean Porter, drops Sean Porter. It was that knockdown that won him the fight. But everybody harped up on one fight. Errol Spence can't crack an egg. He's been knocking. He broke Kell Brook's cheekbones and his ribs and broke his orbital bone and stopped Kell Brook with devastating shots. Yeah, Mikey Garcia, he didn't knock him out. One performance. Well, was he dehydrated? Was there rehydration clause? Was there, what was going on there? It doesn't matter. Everything is resting on one fight. You can't do that. People are so stuck. They're very, very, very temporary. And the time will tell, what happens. Look, Shakur Stevenson was seen as a bore until his last fight. KD Williams, fights like last night is actually why fighters like Haney or Andre can't get fights even with a belt. Casuals discount real boxing. Well, I don't know if casuals discount it, right? Why was Floyd Money Mayweather the richest athlete of this era? You know what I'm saying? Why people call Floyd Mayweather the GOAT? So many people see him as the GOAT. Floyd Mayweather always adapt. He was so nice. Hit, not get hit. His defense, woo! So people do enjoy those things. They enjoy those things. But knockouts is just more sensational. It is. It's just a more sensational thing. And casuals, that's where the money is made. The money isn't made with the pugilists. It's not, because there's just not enough of us. The casuals is where the money's made. You know, just people coming by to see the fights, learning about boxing. Hey, who's fighting? I want to see a knockout, right? I'm still buzzing over the WBC, saying that, agreeing to the Tyson Fury and Joshua undisputed bout. I mean, I'm still buzzing over that. I mean, that's amazing. And let me tell you something. I wonder if, and playing devil's advocate, whatever you want to play it, however you want to play it. Everybody hit the like button. There should be 700 likes. Please, I know you're in the war room getting busy, but I just want to throw this out there. I wonder how much Deontay Wilder's video had to do with that judgment from the WBC. Saying that Tyson Fury cheated the way that he said they cheated. He threw everybody under the bus, including the WBC. I wonder if the WBC was like, all right, hey, look, let's move on. Tyson Fury versus eight. You know what I'm saying? I'm just wondering. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just wondering, because not a lot of people took to those words, those statements well, because that means they weren't doing their job, and they take their job very seriously. So I'm wondering. T said Wilder got them angry. Maybe could be. Just wanted highlights, but I like what I've seen from Haney. Good straight right, and chin right behind the shoulder. Yeah, I like. Now what I saw from Haney, I thought made Haney look like he's huge trouble for everybody. You know what I mean? Because I've seen too much boxing. I've seen Winky Wright. I've seen Floyd Money Mayweather, right? I've seen Sweet Pea Whitaker, right? I've seen those guys that just will make everybody make it a tough fight for a big lightweight like Devin Haney, as athletic as he is, with the sharpness he has, with the timing and the hand speed that he has, his intelligence. You never really get Devin Haney in a bad spot. When I was looking at him fight, he wasn't caught in a bad spot ever. You know what I mean? So it's what I saw was a guy. It's just like when my man brought up Andre and stuff like that. It's like, right. You know, when you look at a slick fighter, a lot, you know, there are fighters who like, man, it's not going to make me look good. You know what I mean? It's not going, a fight with this guy right now is high risk, and people don't really know him like that. But on top of that, his style makes for the type of boring fight. Like a lot of people think Lara beat Canelo. Lara was doing a lot of slick things in there, making Canelo miss. Canelo hates that fight. I'm sure of it. But performances like what Canelo had against Lara, what Canelo had against Floyd Money Mayweather, probably sticks with Canelo. Why? Why I feel that way? Because he's taking on Caleb Plant December 19th. After Caleb Plant, he's talking about Billy Joe Saunders. So, you know, he's talking about taking on the type of guys that everybody kind of try to steer him away from. Kendrick Davis. Floyd got the same criticism from casuals, but I loved the way Floyd fought, by the way. But they paid to see him lose. Big facts. You're right. And Floyd was smart enough to capitalize on that. Big facts. True words were never spoken. Charles Edward Cheese. Oh, man. $50 super chat. Boy. Thanks a lot, Charles. Biggest contributor on this channel. This is the story that made Floyd legendary to me. He was in the club live in Miami. Ninja had headphones on. Gilbert Arena said that he grabbed the headphones, took a listen, and the Ninja was listening to himself orating corner instruction. That's funny. That is funny. I've never heard of that. I never heard that story before in my life. Thanks for that. Thanks for blessing us. I never heard that before. I never heard that before. That is hilarious. Wilder messed up his fights. Best life. That could be the case. That could be and I want to say this. How many of you guys saw my picture in the community early this morning when I had the boxing glove with the knuckles? The dude was listening to himself on the headphones. My bad. My bad. I'm just thinking about how self-centered can you possibly be. Yeah, you saw it. Okay. I think it touched people too too emotionally. I wasn't trying to nitpick. I wasn't. I was just saying when you are looking for stuff, you find stuff. It wasn't even a show business partner reached out to me and shout out to you. Was like, hey man, Devin Haney's gloves are looking floppy in the replays of the fight. He was saying, I know he had it on, but I'm just saying, I'm noticing. Yeah, when you start looking for certain things, you're going to see them everywhere. If you start looking for anything, let me find where Tyson Fury cheated. There it goes. You will find something. You'll just find something that look ordinary. Unordinary, inordinary. Long day. Anywho, so when you pause it at the right moment, you see the knuckles, the indentations of the knuckles. When he's swinging before that, his wrist goes back, not as floppy as Tyson Fury's. I'm just saying, if you look hard enough, you can see you'll see stuff. Tyson Fury isn't with those gloves. I saw Anthony AJ Joshua punch Andy Ruiz, and you saw his thumb knuckle. You saw everything. Okay, that happens. You are wondering, right? Yeah. When you say I'm wondering, right. So what I'm saying is, when you have those type of allegations, right? When you have accusations like that, and it throws the entire integrity of the sport, all the professionals, the commission, sanctioning bodies, referees, it throws everybody, all these professionals under the bus. It's not a good look. Look, when 78 Sports TV interviewed Deontay Wilder, I'm pretty sure all of you guys saw that interview. There was one thing that jumped out to me about that interview, and I brought it up when I first spoke about the interview. I brought it up, but I don't think anybody focused on this, and now this has happened. When 78 Sports TV brought up the WBC, he said, and how about the WBC? Them lying and stuff. What do you think about that? Deontay Wilder throwing Mark Breland under the bus, right? Throwing these people under the bus. When 78 Sports brought up the WBC, this is Bomb Squad. Deontay Wilder telling the truth, being everyone's king, just no filter, telling the truth, keeping it real. When 78 asked about the WBC, because 78's keeping it real. 78 like, yo, hey, and the WBC lied. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder said, well, I'm not going to talk about the WBC. That's what he said. Wilder said, I'm not going to stay away I'm not going to talk about it. Wait, hold on. I thought we were just keeping it real. I thought we were just speaking facts and keeping it real. And I'm not going to talk about the WBC. I'm not saying that it was a cause and effect, okay? I'm just saying that it's something to think about. It's something to worry about, wonder about. Now they've approved to go ahead. This is for Undisputed, right? If they would have done that earlier, AJ probably wouldn't even fought Pulev. We would have been looking at Undisputed. Damn, we would have been looking at Undisputed by the end of this year, in December. Hit the Tyson bell on that. Yo! Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Makes sense. Yeah. If the WBC would have approved it earlier, Undisputed, unification fights takes precedence over mandatories. There wouldn't be no Pulev fight. Think about it. There wouldn't be no Pulev fight. They would have went straight for undisputed. Yeah. They would have went straight for undisputed. But let's talk let's talk a little bit more on this Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez matter. I told you guys earlier this week, Teofimo Lopez is becoming one of my favorite fighters. Okay. The stuff that he's saying now, he has a bigger platform now. Everybody's checking for him more now because he's undisputed, what he did with Lomachenko. So everything he says kind of resonates now. His attitude never changed. It's just that you can hear him more now. And people want to know what he has to say, especially against Devin Haney, because Devin Haney called him out. Devin Haney has stuff to say about Teofimo Lopez, right? So Teofimo Lopez, they're barking back and forth. That's what you do. Like I said, it reminds me of Hagler and Hearns so much. Hagler had that struggle fight with Duran. Hearns, when they were talking about each other, Hearns was like, hey, you struggled with Duran. I knocked him flat out. So Teofimo Lopez is naturally talking junk about Devin Haney and his performance. And people are kind of following suit. But I promise you, looking at that performance, what I saw was the guy that would give Teofimo Lopez trouble. That's what I saw. I saw a guy that would give Teofimo Lopez trouble. That's what I saw. Yeah. Yeah, Charles Edward Cheese. Yeah. Yeah. You too, T? Yeah. Look, let me tell you something. Devin Haney, what he looked like against Gamboa is how he always looks. Hit the Tyson Bale. It's how he always looks. And if Gamboa wasn't allowed to grab so often, he probably would have stopped him. Hit the Tyson Bale. That grabbing from Gamboa, nobody's talking about that. Gamboa got deducted a point. The grabbing was so excessive. If he wasn't allowed to grab so much, he probably would have knocked him out. What I saw from Devin Haney before Gamboa, when people wanted to know who would win between Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko is ducking Devin Haney. Devin Haney, this great being that everybody's ducking and running from. Devin Haney, he's the real champ. That's the same guy that fought Gamboa. And when I looked at that guy who fought Gamboa, I'm like, yes, that's the guy. Fantastic fighter. Everybody looked at that guy as if it's the first time they've seen him before. Hit the Tyson Bale. I'm starting to feel like people never even seen Devin Haney. They just heard about him. Finally saw him and was like, oh, that's the same dude. That's him. And Gamboa knows how to survive. Charles Edward Cheese. Man, just 2 weeks ago, wouldn't Loma have watched Haney? Or did you think Haney would have fared better? No, I always thought Loma and Haney would be a great fight. I thought Haney would be a tougher fight for Loma than Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez shocked me. Edward, I thought, and thanks for the super chat, I thought Devin Haney with his height, his size, his boxing ability, especially his size, his height, his hand speed, and the way he thinks, he's a slick, great fighter. I thought that gave Lomachenko more problems than Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez proved me wrong. So now Teofimo Lopez stock went up. Devin Haney's stock has not gone down for me. He's still the same guy for me. For me, that's still the brilliant boxer that I saw. Same dude. When my man said Shakur Stevenson going to be the last man standing. When I look at Shakur Stevenson, he ain't knocking anybody out. He looks like Devin Haney. Hit the Tyson Bale. That last fight he did, but you can't look at Shakur Stevenson and say he's the man. Devin Haney is suspect. They're the same great level fighters. They're the same thing. I mean, they move differently, but they both slick fighters who knows how to box, who don't put themselves don't take too many risks. Everybody hit the like button. There's like 800 people in here. We got to hit the like button. We got less than half of the likes. Come on, y'all. I know you're in the war room getting busy, but hitting the like button it doesn't even take a full second. You could take time out, hit the like button for me. These people not listening. I think I saw somebody say, oh, these people, dang, not listening, Biz. No, they won't. They won't listen. They won't listen. But, that's the fun. That's the fun of it, right? That's the fun of it. People not listening. They stuck in their own heads. They want someone to tell them what they already feel as the truth, not hear a different perspective, not learn something new, not come from, but that's the fun part. That's why y'all in the war room. That's why you're in the war room. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. That Haney fight was ready booty cheeks. I think he is a talented fighter, but he has no power. Put him in a ring with Tank or Crawford, and it's over. Yeah, many people thought that with Maidana and Floyd. Many people thought you put Floyd in there with Cotto, it's over. Cotto got power and size. Floyd ain't got no power, right? He's booty cheeks. And every time Floyd won, people came with another excuse. It's the same thing to me, but I've been here before. I've watched boxing time and time again. What people are saying about Haney, I've heard this many times, particularly with Floyd. I remember when before Floyd retired and became all these things, I remember that. What you just said, I remember with Floyd. And it's so funny, people are in love with Floyd, but have those criticisms for Tank. I mean, not for Tank, but for Devin Haney. It cracks me up. It cracks me up. Every time there was a hard hitter, supposedly Floyd was going to lose. Hey, Floyd got fragile hands. He can't punch through a wet paper bag. He's going to lose. Okay. Bip, he fought Canelo. No way. Floyd is old. He can't hurt Canelo. There's no way he could beat Canelo. Canelo's a young bull, knocking everybody out. Floyd, bip. Miss. Right? I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it time and time again. This isn't new for me. This is not new for me. So when I saw Devin Haney, I was like, what was going on in the back of my head was you guys. A lot of you who kind of new to boxing, some of you guys are casuals. Some of you guys just don't really like Devin Haney, or some of you guys just love Teofimo or Tank so much. It's like, yes, I told you. Or some of you love Lomachenko and was like, I told you he wasn't. Why would he have ducked Devin Haney, right? But if you don't have those biases and you have a little bit more experience, you're looking at that and you're like, that's about what I expected. And I was telling you guys all week. Like, man, people act like Gamboa isn't going to survive here. So funny. He's going to knock out Gamboa. Well, what did I keep saying? I mean, he has to. He has to. But he has to because of y'all, because of the fans. But I don't know if he does. If he does. My whole thing about that fight was he better win. Now, he won like every round. He won unanimous, and that was even better for me because I know he's a Ferrari. He's not a truck. He's a Ferrari. He's not a Hummer. He's not a tank, right? I know those things. I know he's a Porsche. You know what I mean? So my whole thing was be a Porsche, outbox him, fine. Make sure you win. He whitewashed him. That was beautiful. But what I'm saying is he has to win because whatever people have to say about Devin Haney doesn't matter because whoever wins between Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell got to fight Devin Haney, next year. They got to fight at around April, according to the WBC. So however you feel about Devin Haney is going to be temporary anyway, unless Ryan Garcia knocks out Luke Campbell and then knocks out Devin Haney. But when they fight, let Devin Haney pull out a victory against Ryan Garcia, a unanimous decision or a split decision, but he outboxes him. Whatever happened with Gamboa is temporary anyway. It's temporary anyway. And a lot of people are very temporary. Things come and go quick as hell nowadays. Hit the Tyson bell. I remember there's so many things, dude. there's so many things that have that came and went. Look, uh, Anthony AJ Joshua. The way people saw Anthony Joshua after the first Andy Ruiz fight was incredible. The way people criticized Anthony Joshua, how they saw Anthony Joshua after the Andy Ruiz fight, the first one, was incredible. But it's temporary. It's temporary. And that's what I'm going to tell Devin Haney and Bill Haney. If you guys are watching now, you know it. Whatever backlash, whatever people are doing now, is temporary. You know that. You know that. You got to win. You know what you had to do. You got to win. You moved on. AJ, temporary. Now, people think that Pulev is easy. How? Pulev punched way harder than Andy Ruiz. I thought AJ had a glass jaw. Y'all should be thinking Pulev's going to knock AJ out. Hit the Tyson bell. Why not? When Andy Ruiz beat AJ, he only had 5 weeks to prepare. Before Andy Ruiz fought AJ, people were just like, who is Andy Ruiz? Cherry pick. Now, who will win between King Kong and Andy Ruiz? People are very temporary. People are very temporary. Very temporary. Javante would eat Haney. We'll see. We'll see. A new member. Boy. We'll see. Gamboa, old man with an injured leg. Okay. If Gamboa is an old man with an injured leg, then that means Devin Haney had an injured shoulder, correct? We saw that he had surgery and he got stripped of the full-time title until they emailed it back to him. So if we're going to say Gamboa had an injured leg, then Devin Haney had an injured shoulder then. If we're going to keep calling Gamboa a man with an injured leg, then Devin Haney had an injured shoulder. No? No? That's why he didn't knock him out. Let's push that. Devin Haney didn't knock out. I heard Eddie Hearn say that. Devin Haney didn't knock out Gamboa because he had an injured shoulder then. That's where we at then. If Gamboa got an injured leg, if we're going to stay on that, then Devin Haney has an injured shoulder. That's the reason why the knockout didn't happen. He fought with one arm. That's where we are. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. That's where we're going to be. If people are going to call Gamboa a guy with an injured leg against Devin Haney, he should have finished him. But Devin Haney got one arm, though. If you're going to use that logic, I'm keeping excuses out of it. But people want to keep calling Gamboa the guy with an injured leg, then let's bring in the excuses then. Now, everybody's saying excuses. Yeah, let's bring the excuses in then. Devin Haney, we know he had surgery. We know he had an injured shoulder. We know he injured his shoulder his last fight, had surgery, was out so long that the WBC stripped him of the full-time title. We know that. We saw him in the hospital. We saw his whole injured shoulder. We saw that whole thing. No? Haney got people's expectations up, saying he would beat him better than Tank. That's what he's supposed to say. Not everybody is Leo Santa Cruz. Avenue? Leo Santa Cruz, I try my best. I'm going to try to, you know how Leo Santa Cruz, his mouth barely moves. I'm going to just do the best I can. And I hope maybe his face fall into my fist. And, not everybody's like that. Not everybody's that modest. What do you want him to say? What do you want Devin Haney to say? I'm going to do my best against Gamboa. No, he saw what happened. He knows how y'all thinking. He got to say that. Come watch my fight. Don't pass up my fight. I get a percentage of how many people watch my fight. What I'm going to say, don't come. Hey, everybody stay at home for this one. I'm going to do my best. I may not stop Gamboa. It ain't going to be spectacular. I don't want to get your hopes up. Actually, just cancel your subscription. If you have a subscription, cancel it. I don't want to get your hopes up. It's realism. Got to be, I think people are sleeping on Pulev Biz. That's what I'm saying. Biz making excuses for Haney. Gonzalez is so. Gonzalez, you are so you are so deaf. You're so, your brain. Do you have a woman? Gonzalez, how are y'all doing? Gonzalez, do you have a woman and how are y'all doing, bro? I literally said, if we're going to bring up excuses, then let's bring all the excuses. He says you're making excuses for Haney. Wow. Or Gonzalez could be a female. Gonzalez could be a female. He said, chill, Biz. No, bro, if Gonzalez is a dude, S. Gonzalez. If he's a dude, bro, his relationship with his woman is, you said you were going to take me out later. That's how he is with his lady. But you said you were going to take me out later. She said, I ain't say later. I ain't say I was going to take you out. I said if so. But you said, hear what he wants to hear. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's S. Gonzalez. Everybody from here on out. That's what S. Gonzalez is. Look. He's in his feelings. Hey, look, I'm about to show. Hey, we in a war room now. I had to war with him. Real quick. Where's S. Gonzalez at? Look, he's cussing. Look at. You're straight. Look, all caps. Look, you're straight up defending Haney's bad performance. And now you're shitting on me with nonsense? Exclamation, question mark, exclamation, question mark, exclamation. He typed that. Question mark, exclamation. He had to hold the shift. Yeah. All right, I'm done. I'm done trolling him in a war room, dog. I'm done trolling him in a war room, dog. Oh my God. Rocky Marciano versus Gene Tunney. Boy, I've thought about that. I've thought about that a lot. Sometimes I say Gene Tunney. Sometimes I say, the thing is, Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano has beaten slick fighters. Time and time again. What he did with Ezra Charles, Jersey Joe Walcott, and the Mongoose. What he did with those guys, you would think those guys would beat him. I know they were long in the tooth, a few of them. Ezra Charles was right in his prime, but I'm just saying, a few of those guys were long in the tooth and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, Rocky Marciano, he'll get dropped and he'll find his way. Gene Tunney, yeah, it's all love. We're in the war room. Look, I got Rocky Marciano. Now, it may change tomorrow. Look. Gene would brutally KO. He could. Now you're convincing me otherwise. But look, let me tell you something about the war room. Bro. S. Gonzalez, if your feelings hurt, I apologize, bro. All right? If your feelings hurt, you probably left. Dog. I see that the view went down like 5 or something. You probably one of the guys who left. But with that said, no offense. Okay. Because, and give him the Tyson Bell for hanging in there. Look. In the war room, we share blood, but we ain't, you in the war room, I've heard, hey man, you call people a B word, you a B, and your mama, it goes down in the war room a little bit. But the reason why is and you guys don't mean it. You go home, you forgot about it, you go to sleep, it's no big deal. You brush your shoulders off, you get back in the war room. You know what I mean? But the thing is, the war room is necessary. Okay. Even though I'm unbiased, I'm happy, what I'm saying? I say funny things and stuff like that. I wanted the war room to be exactly what it is, because we cannot grow as a sport when there's only Tyson Fury fans here, only Wilder fans up in here, only Errol Spence fans up in here, or only Bud Crawford fans up in here, or only Ryan Garcia, only Tank Davis, I need all of you guys in here. And we need to have, when you have these different minds and biases coming together in the war room, something could get through, and you can actually think of something you never thought of, even if you don't admit it in the war room. You'll mess around. I know you have. There's a few of you in here today. guilty of this, guilty as charged, who was saying one thing, defending something. Somebody makes a good point. You keep it in your head. You go to another forum and you repeat what he said. If you want to admit it or not, you learn something. You've learned something. You know what I'm saying? Or repeated what I said. Or you've learned something if you want to admit it or not. Guilty. Yeah, HB. Now, now all eyes on Ryan. Yeah, absolutely. Now all eyes on Ryan. That's me. Yeah. Preach, Biz. Yeah, absolutely. I want to say this. We've reached our hour. I want to spend some time with my family, but before I go, I want to say this. If you guys, you still got a shot. I'm still giving away the autograph cards of Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson. I'm still giving these away. You still got an opportunity. Now, a lot of you who were here when I first introduced it, you got in the spreadsheet twice. Okay, so you got a better chance. And that was by design. When I first introduced it, I told you guys, promised you guys that you had leverage. So anybody who shared, who liked and stuff like that, you're in there twice if you did it again. If you did it again in my live stream commentary, Ms. Biz is doing a hell of a job with the spreadsheet. So you're in there twice. You got a better shot. All right. So once it randomized, you got a better shot. Pulev got stopped by Klitschko, so I can't see him beating AJ. Well, how about this? How about this? Because that's a very strange thing to say, in my opinion. The reason why that's so strange is because Klitschko is one of the hardest punchers ever. So you say he got knocked out by one of the hardest. That's the only loss Pulev has, huh? Pulev only lost once, right? He got knocked out by one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, one of the hardest punchers ever. Because of that. So that's like a guy getting knocked out by Iron Mike Tyson. And because Iron Mike Tyson knocked him out, you get what I'm saying? He can't beat another champion. I'm pretty sure I could come up with many. How about this? Joe Frazier knocked out Quarry. So Ernie Shavers, the harder puncher than Joe Frazier, Ernie Shavers must have knocked out Quarry. No, Quarry knocked out Ernie Shavers. Hit the Tyson bell. Joe Frazier stopped Quarry. He stopped Quarry. He stopped him. Right? Didn't he stop him? So Ernie Shavers, he must stop Quarry. No, Quarry knocked out Ernie Shavers early. Anywho, hey, thanks everybody for coming out. I hope you enjoyed the Sunday live stream. I'm going to take tomorrow off. I got a few things in the bag coming, a few interviews and stuff like that I got to get sealed and confirmed, and some times and stuff like that. I'll get those things out to you, those interviews out to you guys. I got a few other people reaching out. I got to try to take care of that. Some big business things going on that I'm negotiating, and just a lot of things going on with this community and this channel and with me and my brand. So there's some beautiful things going on in the future. And get ready for a great ride, man. I think what we've developed here in the community, we're changing boxing. We're changing the boxing culture, and we're changing it not into something that's innovative or new. We're changing it back to what it was and probably what it should be. So this community is growing very fast. It's doing some hard work. You guys are sharing, doing the right thing, spreading the word. And the way you guys are approaching the sport now, looking at the sport, I've seen you guys, on other platforms. I've seen you guys on Instagram and stuff like that, Facebook and forums. I've seen some of you guys, some familiar names, speaking in a way that it's like, yeah. This community is something nice. So thanks so much. I got two more super chats. Hey, ShowBizz and AJ got his first knockdown from him. So is gonna be a great fight, AJ versus him. Can't wait. Yeah. So you're saying AJ got his first knockdown from Klitschko? Yeah. Hey Biz, do you think Jamal Charlo should fight to or move up to 160 and fight Andre? You're talking about uh should Jamal? You talking about Jamel or move up to 160? I think Jamel should go for undisputed. All right. ShowBizz, the adult becoming undisputed is just one hell of a thing. Not to mean people can unify all of the sanctioning bodies. There's just so many sanctioning bodies. Whenever you can get that and that's possible, you should go ahead and do that. I'm out. Huh.